Hello, everybody. This is Texas Danny, and I'm coming to you on January the 8th, 2021, on a early Friday morning here at about 0400 a.m. Texas, right in this area that you're seeing right here. I want to use this cell phone, and if it's permissible, I would thank YouTube for letting me have a channel and to let me share these thoughts with you. Thank you, YouTube, for letting me have a channel. And I want to go over something real quick with everybody so you can have an idea of where I'm coming from as to my observations. These observations are my opinion based on what I see, what I will call the quantum phenomenon, also known as the Mandela effect, how it changes my memory, my perceptions, my ways of looking and seeing things. Now, I very much have been looking out lately and reaching out lately to see what's out there and what reacts and what doesn't, what kind of works and what doesn't, and what's absolutely in a fixed position and what's flexible. And we have a lot of things going on. Now, I'm going to start here with everyone with kind of a quick reminder, as one of my claim to fame is with the many people on the face of the earth who are quantum affected or Mandela affected, is we're not from here, or this version has changed on us, or it's a different version, or a running program, you name it. For example, Baja California was only half as long as you see right here. This is a much longer, a bit wider version of Baja California. Mexico's west coast is gone. It was just been whacked off. These two islands right here are quantum islands. These are islands that I observed since, say, roughly 2017, came into being and grew larger and larger. Now, on the Gulf of California, what I mentioned to everybody is the quantum changes that we have coming rapidly, fast and furious, and just amazingly quick, at least to my observations, are these. Northern Mexico, the Sonora Desert, is leaving. It's moving out. Rawhide, it's going. It's headed south, southeast, because Mexico is becoming much, much smaller now, and her great interior mountain ranges are going in and heading out east, even heading on, like as I started on with Texas, heading into Texas. And these are having their impacts. But the entire continental divide is headed east. Now, the problem we have with the situation with northern Mexico, Sonora, also goes into southwestern Arizona and southeastern California. Mexicali, which is another quantum place which came into existence for me and grew larger and larger in relation to where it was with the Salton Sea, has also changed. It's too much detail to get into right now, but the Salton Sea has changed. These agricultural areas have changed. All these areas right through here are very, very active, and they're very dynamic. And they're going up in through the Los Angeles area. Right now, I grew up in Los Angeles as a kid. Whoops, wouldn't you know it? See if I can't. I grew up in Los Angeles as a kid in Pico Rivera, Santa Fe Springs, Whittier, Downey, Norwalk. This is a different Los Angeles from my Los Angeles. We had a more kind of a circular, kind of oval San Gabriel Basin. Here is kind of a more diamond wedged, steep cut. But we have our gray box areas in this in here, what I'm going to call gray box areas, which are also gray boxed in quantum fashion up at of Las Vegas, and you are set from Las Vegas going into California. Okay, we have the California Valley receding; it's just going. We have San Francisco coming in. San Francisco is going this direction. So I want to give everybody an idea of what this is doing, since I can move this a little bit. As you see in relations to my 2012 North American Atlas, let me give you an idea of what it's doing. We're moving out like we're going east, okay? And then southeast. Or sometimes it might be like northeast. It's varying and it's depending, but because this encompasses the entire Earth everywhere. There's no place on Earth that isn't active. But these things are having their effects. As you see with Yellowstone and the super caldera here, moving out the landmass all the way past Buffalo, These ranges are quantum ranges. These have changed in the last 2 years. Fantastic ranges have come into being. These folks would be longer than, let's say, 2 or 3 civilizations spread out from each other. I mean, with a big degree of room, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years, these changes would be taking place. But you've got activity going all the way right up into Utah. Utah is real active, right up the middle, right up the entire center. So is Nevada. Nevada is sliding down into California. Again, as we're going east like this, we're all heading east, and the west part, the far west part of the coast is lagging behind. That's why you're getting these low areas and stuff like that, areas out of Puget Sound. You've got activity up in British Columbia. You've got some heavy activity going into Alberta between Calgary and Edmonton. There's a lot of action still coming that way to Calgary and Alberta. But as we're moving, it's not a smooth show. Things are going to be going one direction, back, forwards, upside downs, in betweens, out and abouts. You name it, any direction, it's going to go in that direction, because it's not going to all be a smooth move. For example, the Thunder Basin here, okay, is in eradication. It's disappearing. Recently, the Devil's Tower changed location, but that means the surface of the earth also changed location, because this feature here is headed northwest. And see how it's contact with Yellowstone and these areas out here. I can see these like waves. It's like time is going in fantastic waves, and the ramifications and the changes that take place with all that are going on. Oops, there goes the nasty blue light again. Now it's getting too long here, but there we go. One more time. What I'm trying to show you is all this is moving everywhere, worldwide. We have the Barbados track. We have some big changes coming to eastern Brazil. Brazil is really opening up and stretching out, becoming more flat, dry, and wide open. South America is extremely active. These are your central islands, which are going to lead you right into the Angola Tract. The Angola Tract holds on to South Africa, goes up into Angola, which goes into the East African Rift, right? Boom, Lake Victoria, which shoots like lightning over to Eritrea, the Red Sea, and goes up the Valley of the Kings, and guess where? Goes up to Giza, goes over to Crete, which is in huge changes. Turkey and Greece. You've got the Romanian wheel right there. Carpathian Mountains, that's a tract that's active. You've got the Geneva wave areas, which are in huge activity right now. A lot of moisture, more than I thought, passed along into France quicker than I ever thought it was going to do. But you still got that heavy activity all around the Alps, everywhere around the Alps. You've got northern Russia going to it. Northern Russia is busy, busy, busy. So is the Nordic, Scandinavia. You've got the UK. My marker in London has moved on the Thames River. I've got a marker in the Thames River, not far from a dog park, or where the big carousel is down there in London. I've got a marker where it's moved quite a bit. But you've got changes. Hopefully we're going to be lucky in Ireland. But you see your areas are going to be all moving in together, because there's Greenland, and she's going to be up and swiveling up to the top, and everything's going to be closing in, but it's going to also be swooping in around as well. You have activities in Florida and the Mid-Atlantic. We have Washington, D.C., which I've reached out to see if there's anybody there. Of course, there's not. I wanted to see. I'm sorry, man. Lab coats and trench coats. They're heavily invested in the model that they're in, and they cannot see what's going on all around them. Even the whole structure is changing at a fantastic rate. The Great Lakes are changing. We've got changes again to Wisconsin and Minnesota. Again, our continental is heading east, southeast, northeast. It's breaking up in all kinds of different ways, and this is a real hard tear. It's kind of like going right up into Southern California. okay? And the recipe is there for a split, because this is where you see northern Mexico is just sliding. It's going, folks. It's going. And these mountain areas, though, I don't know if they're going to come into Texas or what. Now, again, this is all in a quantum fashion. This is far outside of Newtonian physics. Nothing could possibly even remotely be this fast. I am seeing this in quantum potentials. This is what I'm seeing. Nebraska's been changed tremendously because of the changes coming off the continental divide. Again, this is the big thing to look for. Yellowstone is pushing out, okay? And a lot of water is coming in around that. And a lot of things are going to be happening in the Dakotas, into eastern Montana, ahead of it, right into the Thunder Basin, and going all into the central United States of America, and all out into the eastern United States of America, which is having tremendous changes. Florida, which is always active, look for the Finger Lakes are a signature. The Finger Lakes are going to show you a lot. Do you get it? I can't even show you the old hands I used to have. I'll just have to show you these. The Finger Lakes used to be up, almost like up, straight, and down, okay? And this be like putting it upside down. But see how they're curving out? They're branching out? That's a testament to the Earth's skin, the manifold, if you will. The top, the surface, how it's changing. New York, we've got Long Island ever so going. Manhattan is smaller here, shrinking up. Again, Washington, D.C. is changing. A lot of more water coming up to the Potomac in the southern and central part of it. And the highway systems around Washington, D.C. are changing. Again, everywhere is active. There is no place on the face of the earth that isn't active. We're very active. The Yucatan was much bigger and much further out west in my old reality. Florida's getting out there. We're going to have a lot of activity going on with the Bahamas. We have a lot of track action going on. Do you see that? That's the Barbados Tract. It's coming out and it's just moving, and as continents are moving, even though there's no demonstration of changes in mileage, I keep on measuring and I keep on getting no changes, and that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me, because visually by the eye, everything is getting closer, okay? But you can see we've got mystery after mystery here in Antarctica. My Antarctica was much bigger. This was in a different place, but these Channel Islands, Central Islands, whatever you want to call them, are having their kind of ghost brackets, and they're coming in and slamming into Africa. Everything is in play in Africa. The Sahara, the Mediterranean has been made much, much smaller. Europe is much smaller. We have the activity that's going all over the way around the Geneva Wave, and we have a lot of activity going out past Verona, right, into the Adriatic. And this area here is going to be quite something in the future as we go along. But Turkey is in tremendous changes. You're going to have Turkey, Van Turkey, the Caspian Sea, Russia, a very vital, important areas. Takal Makal right here. This is in declination. These are very active areas, everybody. We have also the Marianas Trench moving out. See how it moves the continents. See how everything's being moved out. This is being moved out in an amazing feat of what I think is technology, folks. You have tracks on the surface of the earth to be observed. You've got to go find them. There are tracks to be found. Okay, thanks for the long listen. Good luck. Texas Danny out.